Hey y'all, it's Zoe and welcome back to another video on my channel. I apologize for the delay in this video. I've had the worst luck with audio. I had filmed this video and the audio was just like really messed up, so then I had to refilm it, and well, I'm refilming it right now, and then I had to go through the whole editing process again. So I'm sorry for the late upload, but I hope to be on a better schedule. So anyways, let's get into this video now that I have everything fixed. Basically, I got the inspiration for this video after scrolling through TikTok. If any of you out there have TikTok, I'm sure you get those things where like you're scrolling and you're scrolling and you're scrolling, and then all of a sudden there's a little ad that pops up and it's these like shorts. Basically, it's a story ad and it's like 20 minutes of this story, and you have to download this app and subscribe in order to watch the rest of it. And I've seen them for like disguising as a billionaire, pretend like you're a rich girl and pretending to be poor and you're going to a fancy school or something. Like, yeah, basically there's a lot of those. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can just Google it. But anyways, I saw one recently that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way and I wanted to make a video about it. Spoiler alert, I am going to tell you exactly what happens because I saw from start to finish, but it's important to what I'm going to talk about. So anyways, this one was called 30 Years Frozen, 3 Brothers Regret. And basically it was about this girl who I didn't quite see the beginning, but basically she was in an orphanage, and then when she was 10 years old, or no, when she was 8 years old, she was adopted by this kind of rich family with 3 boys, and she was with them for about 10 years. So then 10 years later, she's about to turn 18, right? And then this other girl, who later we find out like stole her identity, comes back and claims to be their biological daughter, right? But it turns out that she actually stole the identity of the adopted kid, and the adopted kid was actually their biological daughter. Anyways, so this bio daughter magically shows up, and like the parents, total 180, total flip, start treating the adopted daughter so different, like so much worse. Starts the bio daughter, the fake bio daughter, she's like in it for the money, and so she like creates all these like fake scenarios to blame the adopted daughter. So she'll like scratch her arm purposefully and then say that she did it. And this family takes the side of the bio daughter, who they literally just met, and cast aside this adopted daughter. So the entire story was like her getting more and more depressed and feeling more and more isolated by her family, and she always has flashbacks to like when she was younger and actually enjoying, being with her brothers, right? So basically it's called 30 Years Frozen because the family is like a rich investment family. They're investing in this research where you cryogenically put someone to sleep for 30 years and see if they live, right? And so basically she gets pushed to the edge and she ends up signing up because they haven't found a research participant yet. She ends up signing up to be their first participant to go in this cryogenic chamber and sleep for 30 years. And her family has no idea because this bio daughter keeps like coming in their way, right? And so eventually they find out, like at the very end, after she's already been put in the chamber, they start feeling bad about how they've been treating her. And then their like housekeeper shows them this clip, and they start to find out that she has put herself in this cryogenic chamber. And so they go over to the research lab. They try to ask the guy to stop it, and then he's like, I'm sorry, we can't stop it because it's gonna be worse for them if we stop it. So the family waits for 30 freaking years. They get all gray and stuff, and then she comes out of this chamber and she's like, sorry, I don't know who you are, and walks away. And that's literally how it ends. And the one that I saw, apparently there's like different versions. There's like a Chinese version. I don't know if it's like a C-drama or if it's like another kind of shorts like ad. And then I think there's like another like English cast. And then there might be a Spanish version, question mark. I don't really know. Anyways, so the point of me telling you this is, as an adoptee, I always get like invested when adoption is pictured in the media. And I think that this was a horrible depiction of adoption in the media. I hate how they portrayed the adoptive family, and I hate how they made them totally switch personalities on her as soon as this bio kid comes into the mix. As someone who did not grow up with a bio kid related to my mom, I don't speak any of this from experience. I have had friends who have grown up who have siblings that are related to, like biologically related to their parents. But like, can you imagine how much that would suck? It's almost like if you know, you have a large age gap or something and your parent brings home this new baby and all of a sudden you're like, you're seen as less than because you're not a cute little newborn. But it's like 10 times worse. And if any of you know about A Wrinkle in Time, there's like a book, it's called A Wrinkle in Time, and they made it into a movie version on Disney, and they made the younger brother adopted, and there's a part in the movie that just makes it so much worse because he's adopted. I hate when people take the adoption storyline, put it in the media, and portray a certain narrative that is harmful and hurtful for adoptees. I'm not saying that this isn't possible. It's very possible that adopted children could be treated less than a bio child, but that doesn't mean that that's how it should be. And I feel like this story is just perpetuating that idea that that's how it should be, and that you know, they should be treated different. They should be considered inferior, and they don't know who's watching their videos. They don't know what the demographics are. And, you know, especially for younger adoptees, like, their minds are still growing. Their brains are still developing. Like, they will personalize and internalize that. They're going to start to think that it's true. And, like, I just hate that that is what is being shown to people on TikTok. So I just really wanted to make a video about that because I don't know if anyone else has seen that. Please comment down below if you've seen it on your TikTok feed too, or if you end up watching it, let me know. But I just really, really hate that narrative, and I wish that the story was different. It's like this idea of they treated her like one of their own up until this bio kid randomly showed up. And, you know, they did eventually find out the truth, by the way, that she wasn't actually their bio daughter. But it's like, you put your total trust in a stranger because she claims to be your biological child, and then you're going to cast aside this person that you've known for 10 years just because she's not related to you by blood. So, yeah, it kind of made me mad. Look, I'm not going to lie, I was hooked and I really wanted to finish it, but it was mostly because of that adoption storyline. I really wanted to see what would happen. I also wanted to know why it was called 30 Years Frozen, Three Brothers Regret. And apparently the regret came when they found out that they done wrong. So, yeah, that is basically the story and the rant, the conversation. So, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Again, apologies for the delay. That was not my intention. And I'm hoping to have a video up on Friday as well, which is my usual schedule. And I am trying to figure out right now a new editing platform. So, if anyone has any ideas, please comment them down below. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye!